Hi everybody. Hi and welcome to tonight we're doing our Soul Tribe immunity event. I'm Tanya and I have been using this incredible program now for about 3 years. And immunity to me, when I first was introduced to this program and product, my immune system was really low. It was very compromised. I actually had an autoimmune disorder. And I had leaky gut and adrenal fatigue. So I had a whole lot of awful things going on. My body was full of inflammation. So my body was not in a very good space at all. And I was looking for something that was going to work better than what I was using, because I had been diagnosed about 4 years before and had been on a myriad of different supplements and treatments and therapies. I tried everything and spent an absolute fortune and nothing was working for me. So when this came along into my life, I was ready for it. I was ready for something that was really going to change, was going to make a huge difference in my life. So I welcomed it with open arms, and the changes that I've had in my body and my mind and my soul have been absolutely amazing. It's 3 years down the track and I have never been more healthy in my life. I have no chronic pain anymore. My energy is amazing. I used to be absolutely exhausted all the time. I would get every kind of bug you could imagine. I was always at the doctor's. The doctor was my best friend at that time. And I remember something really funny not that long ago, after I'd been to see the doctor for just my usual smear. And she said to me, "Wow, how are you doing? We haven't seen you for like years." And that's pretty much how I felt, because coming from a place where I was always there to hardly ever going now is a really good feeling. So in terms of immunity, my immune system has been incredibly improved. And one of the things that we want to talk about a little bit tonight, and I'm just going to touch on this slightly, is that you will hear about our program, our beautiful Mind, Body and Soul program, and our nutritional supplements, nutritional support, and how it works and how it really improves your immune system. And the reason why we talk about improved immunity is because we have research that backs it. So not only do we have incredible customer stories that says that it works, like my own, for example, we actually have research to back it. So we have studies that actually says that our products, our Dress Plus products, actually improve the immunity of our immune function. And it actually prevents you from getting sick, and if you do get sick, then you recover so much faster, and the impact on your body is not nearly so bad. So tonight you're going to hear a little bit around our product, and you'll see a little bit about our products. You'll hear some beautiful customer stories. We're going to be sharing how it's really helped us in our life. So I'm going to pass you on now over to the beautiful Tammy, and Tammy's going to share a little bit around her and her daughter's story, and she's also going to be talking about our program and our products tonight. Thank you, Tammy. Take it away.
Good evening, everybody. Lovely to see you all here. Hi, so just a little bit about me. I started on this wonderful journey about 18 months ago, and I did it partly because my sister was getting involved, but also my daughter was really sick, and she had some major gut and allergy problems, and a lot of health issues that were basically to do with immunity and things as well, but she really suffered in many ways, but immunity was definitely one of them. She was getting quite sick every winter. She was coming down with all the colds and things that came through, and that was just one aspect of what she was suffering of, but it was actually also a really big part because she had chronic fatigue, which meant that she didn't get up very much, but being sick as well was just more than her body could actually take. Just depleted so much more energy trying to get better, and it would go on for a really long time. She would be sick for weeks and weeks. I remember one winter she was literally sick for a few months, and that was really hard on me because I'm a very health conscious person, and I really felt like, I was doing my best as a mum. It's really hard when you're watching your kids suffering. So we started on these and we got her straight into them, and we just noticed a really huge difference probably took about 4 months before I noticed that she was really, really picking up in health and starting to gain back a lot of strength and starting to cook again. And then skip forward 18 months, I can look back and just hand on heart say the whole entire family in the last winter, we're into spring now, last winter, we all came down with the one bad cough. That was it. And it didn't last long, and we didn't suffer, and we all carried on, and it was okay. And I can really only put it down to this program and the wonderful nutrition that came with it. There's nothing else that we've changed, apart from our lives have changed a lot. So I'm definitely a lifer, but I'm actually just going to switch over now and just let you all know a little bit about what we do here and what we offer. So just to get started, we're a group of people who are really, really heartfelt, based on natural healing, holistic healing, wellness, and we just really want to share that and help our family and our friends have lived the best life they can. And so what we have is what we've been looking at is the basic nutrition of what people in most families are doing at the moment, and we've got a little system that we like to call Plate Up, which is part of our programs we offer, and it just basically looks at where we're at, where people are at now with their nutrition, and where we preferably would like to see them. And so what we've noticed really is that a lot of people have a dinner plate, and it's probably about 60 to 70% processed carbs, and not really anything, no good proteins, no complex carbs, not a lot of fresh vegetables, just a lot of high fat, high sugar, or high seasoned flavored, instant or easy food. So what we've been trying to educate people on is a little methodology where we look at the plate and we break it up into 3 parts. The largest part, about 60%, is actually our complex carbohydrates, which is all our plant nutrition. This is all our non-starchy vegetables, and that would basically give you the largest portion of your plate. The next part of your plate would be I think it's 60% vegetables, and then it's 30% of the protein, really good proteins, and that would be your meats, your tofu, your tempeh, any kind of a protein food. That would be about 30%. And then we move around to a little 10%, and the 10% is your healthy fats and oils and things, and they're your omegas and the things that go for your brain. So basically your vegetables are your immunity, your proteins are more for your we've got digestion. I'm just going to go through digestion. Digestion, yes. So we've got the proteins for our digestion things, and then we've got our omegas going in for the brain function and for our central nervous system. So what we have done is we've got wonderful programs and things that we offer you, and they come in with recipes. We have got some great, all kinds of great information in our programs, but we also have a really wonderful customer hub. We've just launched a brand new revised Vitality customer hub, which is amazing. It's beautiful. It's really wonderful place for everyone to come together and share ideas, share recipes. We provide a lot of information in there for anything to do with wellness, really holistic wellness. So we've got yoga, we've got meditation, we've got mindfulness, we've got the recipes, tons of nutrition information, and also shopping guides and everything to kind of get anyone started or keep them going on a really cool nutritional journey. And then what we also bring in to complement all of our awesome packages and programs and things is we also provide a really amazing nutritional support as well. And so I'm just going to start with our plate diagram again. I'm going to start with the 10%. We start here with our omegas going into our central nervous system. We need at least 10% good healthy oils and fats to feed our myelin sheath, which is actually all of our central nervous system, really nourishes it and really helps us kind of stay calm and collected, and this actually helps us digest food better. So if you're kind of in panic or fear or worry or stress or anything like that, which is coming from our central nervous system, then you're not going to digest your food well when you're eating it. If you think about a zebra being chased by a lion, they're not going to stop and have a munch on some grass on the way. They're highly stressed. They're not going to digest it well. That's why instinctively they're not going to stop and eat, even though they need the energy to run. The cortisol keeps them going. That's what we want to try and prevent, okay? So these are our wonderful omegas. These have got sea buckthorn, they've got raspberry seed, they've got tomato seed, they've got pomegranate seed oils, and they've also got an algal oil, which we grow and produce ourselves in really clean, pristine waters in a controlled environment. So it's sustainable. It's a wonderful product, and it's what the fish eat. So we love this. There's no fishiness. There's no fish, and it's just wonderfully vegan. Even the cats they go in are all vegetable based too. So this really, really stunning product really nourishes our brain and central nervous system. We work down through the body. I'm going to go down to the next layer, which is actually our gut. And for our gut, we have some really, really delicious little prebiotic shakes. We've got French vanilla, and we've got a Dutch chocolate. These lovely, delicious little sachets of goodness have a whole lot of really amazing products that will feed and nurture the probiotics in our gut and give us a really good, healthy digestion. And so these have got a lot of yucca, which is a really good prebiotic. They also are really good mood enhancer. These are amazing for people who are struggling with hormone imbalance or just needing to lift the mood a little bit. They've got mushrooms and niacin, high vitamin D. So these are really, really good mood lifters as well. There's a whole lot of other good stuff in here. There's a lot of sprouted grains. Oh my gosh, just so much, but really, really delicious is the main thing, and really low sugar as well. So anyone who's doing some kind of, low carb diets, whatever, I totally rate these. I still add them in. So just quickly down a little further, our third system is our immune system. And so what we do to really, really boost that, and that's that 70% of your plate, that is fruit and vegetables. And we've added in some berries as well. And these are what feed your immune system. It's really good immunity support. So what we really need in our bodies is really wonderful plant nutrition. And these are really high vibing. They're all raw, they're really concentrated, and they've all been grown in rich as soil, fully nourished. And they're grown until they're at their peak ripeness, and they are picked when they are fully, absolutely at their peak. So they're full of nutrients. They're ready to go, and this is what you often don't get from food in the supermarkets or the stores. I work in the food industry, and a lot of your produce takes many days to get to the supermarket, and then it could be a couple more days before you pick it up and buy it. So these are picked, smashed up, frozen, chilled, dried, real low temperature, so that they're kept raw, they're kept really fresh, and they're also processed within a few hours of being picked. So everything's locked in. Really speedy nutrition. These are all amazing support to just bridge the gap between what we do get and what we really, really need to thrive. Okay, so this is all the nutrition stuff. Really awesome. And one thing that I'll add is it goes into the bloodstream really quickly. You have 5 to 7 minutes. It bypasses a lot of allergy sensors. So it's actually, we've used it on a lot of people that have claimed allergies, and it's actually helped them just get stronger. Yeah. Another thing I'll just add really quickly is anyone who does purchase the fruit veg berries, that's our premium range, they also get to sponsor a child for free. And this is how amazing this company is that they actually gift this to any child from the age of 4 to 18 for up to 4 years. As long as you're purchasing your product, you are entitled to offer any child, it doesn't have to be your own, you can sponsor any child, and they will receive a full dose every month for up to 4 years. Okay, and oh my god, that's so yummy. These are incredible. I have the caps, and I keep these on the side for a little afternoon snack. And lately I've just discovered squish them together with some almonds, makes them go further. It makes a really yummy evening snack. Anyway, that's it from me, and I'm handing over to Sarah. Nope, sorry.
Me.
Karen, you are first. Sorry.
Thanks,
I'm not sure
Kenny.
who won the battle there.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, guys. So, I'm Emma, and I decided to join this program in June last year. I really related with Tanya. Her and I have a very similar story. So I had no hesitation to jump on it. At the time, I was actually already on a paleo diet. I had to change my diet because I had celiac disease, so I had to actually take out gluten from my diet. Dairy, sugar would just give me an instant headache, and so it was really hard to start transitioning and making those changes. Before that, I was going to the doctor all the time to try and get to the bottom of my issues. I've been on my healing journey for like 5 years now. So I was getting tonsillitis a lot. Probably once a year I'd have tonsillitis, and bladder and kidney infections a lot. When I was 12 years old, I was diagnosed with this disease called post-droptic optimal glomerulonephritis, and I almost died from that disease. So I was hospitalized for about 6 months. I was in hospital, so I've always had to be careful with my kidney. So we didn't know that food was gonna, help me. My mum and dad gave us meat and 5 veggies, lots of bread, things like this. We didn't really care about our health. We just ate whatever we liked, basically, and it didn't do me any favors. So I ended up in a really bad way. My gut health was a mess. My immune system was so compromised that I ended up with a really hard out fatigue. I was constipated, or I had diarrhea. My health was such a mess, and I had been trying all sorts of different things. I'd go to the doctor and all he'd give me was antibiotics. And if I knew what I knew back then, I would never have taken antibiotics, because it actually destroys your good bacteria in your gut and your bad. I had thrush and UTIs, and my hair was falling out. Oh my gosh, I could tell you, I was just so run down, and as a result, I lost confidence within myself. And I was taking so many vitamins, like so many supplements. My auntie was actually she owned Healthy Living in Christchurch, and she would put me on all sorts of vitamins: vitamin B for my energy, vitamin C for my, just all like vitamin C, vitamin E for my skin, because my skin was so bad. I was on pre and probiotics. I tried herbal detoxing every now and again to try and clean out my system. I was juicing every day. I was doing things to help myself, but I was spending more money and it wasn't helping me. So when I started this program, and I was already searching for something, I just didn't know what. So it was just fruit and veggies, and that's where really, on a paleo diet, that's really what I needed. So I had no hesitation to jump on, and it's been amazing. Like in the first week, I got so much energy, I just didn't know what to do with it. I was awake all night, and I was just blown away by my skin that started clearing up, and my body just started functioning normally. So yeah, it was such a massive turnaround for me and my family. And I love the program so much. I am on my journey to try and get more fitter and strengthen my body now. I've got my health and my eating patterns in order, and I feel so great within myself. And I'm excited I'm a lifer. I wouldn't be without the products, and I absolutely love this program. So yeah, that's pretty much a little bit about my story. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to pass you to Sarah.
Sorry, Rachel, we're actually passing to you, beautiful.
Oh, that's all right.
Rachel.
I was
Sorry
ready
about
for that
that.
anyway. It's all right.
Oh,
So
cool.
hi, everyone.
Well,
I'm Rachel. I'm going to share my story based around my immunity. So I started with the Soul Project last winter, last June. And basically, I was in a place where mentally I was more unwell than I was physically. I always kind of thought of myself, I was quite a well person physically, really. I mean, you know, pretty average. I used to get sick about once or twice a year, nothing too extreme, never really been hospitalized for anything. I was quite well, but mentally I was in a really bad place. But physically, yeah, once or twice a year I'd get quite run down, and then it would just be boof, you know, I'd be bedbound a lot of the time for about, the worst was about a week, but yeah, normally about 3 to 4 days I'd be it'd really knock it from my system. And it got to the point when I was 16, I got so unwell that I'd been in bed for a week the first time round. That was from, I think it was food poisoning related, from I think the venison we had, but the night before I vomited for days on end, and then I had diarrhea. I was really unwell, and it was right before I was due to finish school. I was a couple of months off finishing school, so obviously I missed a lot of work, and people were trying to coerce with me and get me to do work, but I just wasn't well enough. And then again I was sick, again in that year. I was so unwell that time that I was actually, this time it was a cold. I was actually so unwell that my nose started bleeding, just from blowing consistently. And I'd never had one nose. I had about 5 within the space of 2 days that time around, just because, and I didn't even feel like I was so unwell that I just started feeling something cold in my face. And I realized it was actually blood coming from my nose, because I was so unwell and blowing so consistently and trying to get myself well. That yeah, I'd actually ruptured one of the little vessels in my nose, and then I started getting them quite consistently just because I was so run down, and just trying to keep a family together. We were all kind of falling to bits. Yeah, my nana was very unwell at the time, so we were trying to hold everyone together, and we had quite a nasty neighbour at the time, so we were going through a bit of bullying, trying to finish school. So I was trying to do a whole lot of stuff, and I was just getting so run down all the time and just fighting. But, as a child, yeah, my coordination and that wasn't good. So physically, I was quite weak. And I think that let my immunity down more than anything. I was never overly ill, but I used to get a cold every winter and it'd knock us. Dad used to get a lot of sinus infections. Mum used to kind of get sick. Dad used to be off work periodically every winter for a week. And he still is, just through a sinus infection. But we were never overly ill. And then I kind of thought about it and I was kind of like, well, if you think about it, if you're being knocked out for about 2 weeks of illness every year, that's for most people, that is all their sick leave or, all their annual leave. So starting on the Soul Project for me was really about building my immunity, because I've always been in jobs where I'm quite high risk. So I'm always quite front and center. So currently I work for the DHB. But I was working in retail previous to that. So you're always interacting with quite unwell people. So you're putting yourself at quite an at-risk place. So I needed something for me that was really going to ensure that I was quite well. Comparatively this winter, I have been unwell, but it's definitely been a lot less than what I was. And it's also been mainly just self-inflicted because I'm working a night shift, so I'm getting home in a frost and I'm going out in the frost. So I'm going in and out in the cold. So it's kind of, it was to be expected. And it was just my nose was running. I didn't feel unwell. I wasn't aching. I wasn't coughing. I sneezed a few times. But more than anything, it was just really my nose was running, and I just treated it all with our products and just an allergy release spray. And that was all I used. And I feel fine, and I felt fine. I worked through the whole thing. I felt absolutely fine. My boss was happy for me to work. They were so understaffed. They were like, yeah, if you're happy to work, we're happy for you to work because you look really well, and as long as you're feeling really well, that's the main thing. But yeah, I definitely think I'm a lot stronger as a person, but also I think my immune system is just ready to take on a lot more. And I also find with my periods, hormonally, I'm a lot more balanced. I used to always, I think every woman dreads getting their period, but because mine was so heavy for me and I was often vomiting, so often I'd wake up 2 or 3 times a night, especially within the first 3 days, vomiting that I was so unwell. Yeah. And mum would normally make me go to school afterwards. So yeah, I was really unwell hormonally as well. So that took a lot of balancing. But I find now I definitely don't have any of that pain. I'm certainly not violently ill like I used to be. So I feel a lot better in myself. And I think the Soul Project program and our great products that I'm on definitely have improved that. So I'm going to hand you over to Kieran now, and she's going to talk a little bit about her journey with us.
Hey guys, thanks Rachel. That was an awesome share. I'm Kieran, and I'm just going to give you a really short brief about myself and this amazing program. In short, I fell across the project, the Soul Project, 18 months ago, and I have never looked back. My entire life, as far as immunity is concerned, I was asthmatic, bronchitis, it's all your immune system, really susceptible to colds every winter. I would definitely get a cold, which turned into a chest infection, and would last 3 or 4 weeks before I could actually get better. Now, Mum did really great. I grew up with a meat and 3 vegetables. We had fruit and all that kind of thing. So I was eating healthy. I tend to be a healthier eater. But having said that, my immune system was absolute crap. But I am here to say that this program is amazing. The nutritional support is absolutely out of this world. I've been on the capsules and the chews and the shakes now for 18 months, and it's simply epic. I have not seen a doctor. My asthma, for me personally, now everybody is different, I no longer need to use my asthma inhaler. I have been through 2 winters now, and I have got the sniffles, but the great things with the capsules that we have, you can actually double up on the dose. So you are flooding your body with Mother Nature's goodness. And in doing that, I can say that I actually haven't been sick for a month or 2 months. I've knocked it out basically overnight, or 3 days at the max. So no more sore throats, no more sinus infections. Asthma is well and truly good to go. So for me personally, life-changing, and especially as an asthmatic, the greatest thing that I've ever come across, and I have tried everything under the sun in all my years previous. So if that's something that resonates with you, I can definitely recommend it from the bottom of my heart and soul. Thank you for listening to my story. I am now going to pass you over to the incomparable Sarah Hope.
Thanks, Kieran. God, I love how you introduced me. You're so gorgeous, honey. I'm Sarah, and I am not going to talk about me. I am going to talk about my daughter tonight. I mean, yes, I've benefited from the product and the program, but tonight I just want to share a story of a young girl. She is 15 now, and when she was born, from the age of 2, she used to get very, very sick. She was diagnosed with bronchiolitis from the age of about 18 months old. And from the age of 2, she was getting sick every winter without fail. Ear infections, throat infections, chest infections, you name it, she had it, to the point that the hospital where we were living up in Wanganui, and also the one here in Nelson, they pretty much knew her by her first name. So we were there maybe 2-3 times every winter because she was getting sick all the time, and she was getting dehydrated. So because of this, therefore her asthma was being aggravated as well. Tonsillitis, 5 years ago she had her tonsils out. We thought that was a win, but no, she was still getting sick. Her immune system was absolutely shot, okay, because she was put on antibiotics from a very young age, which I think now wish we hadn't have done. But thinking back now, she is 15 years old, and for the last 18 months, 2 winters, she has not had any time off school with being sick. She was having weeks off at a time, each winter because she was so sick. But now she has gone through 2 whole winters and not been sick once. She's not had the flu, she's not had nasal infection, she doesn't even get hay fever, and she has not had any issues as far as asthma is concerned either. So on that side, all that I've changed in her diet, because she doesn't necessarily follow the Mind Body Soul program. In her diet, all we've included are the kids' chews. And the fact that we've included the kids' chews free because she's been sponsored, it's a no-brainer. And as far as I'm concerned, she's a different kid, she's putting on weight, she's turning up to school, and she is so much healthier, happier, and the only reason she goes to the doctor is for that time of the month, if you know what I mean. So on that side, that is my story of my daughter Georgia, who is now 15 and looking pretty promising about being at school to do her NCEA. So on that note, I'd just like to thank you all for joining us tonight. If you've been invited by somebody, or if you've been given this recording from somebody, that person obviously loves you enough to share it with you. And I really recommend that you talk to that person that sent you this recording or invited you tonight. Okay, if you have any other questions, just ask that person, because as I say, that person obviously loves you enough to want to share this with you. So on that note, thank you for coming again. Have a great evening, and we'll catch you next time.